This is a special birthday song for that dog. Jonetta. We say happy birthday to you. Enjoy your new age. The graduate daughter. Not forgetting Shannon Taylor for Chicken Air. You want to remember her late daughter, Little William Taylor. Let's well. Not forgetting Tuning, Patu. Yasina So, in Taxi, Mother Teresa, Lena So, in Rhode Island. Everyone's birthday, everyone looks on. Happy other. I say, oh, God, I say, oh, I say, oh, I do this, wow, God. I say, Orita So, in Rhode Island. I said, my, I say, Helena, what? Rhode Island. Uncle Tommy So, in Liberia. But you know, the left Uncle Stella So. Yes, you. Says Angie, in Rhode Island. Anita Zia, Minnesota. About the glow, but you talk about like Donata, where you drop out, or as if I tell, when your boss looking, when your boss looking, when your boss looking, when your boss looking, you just say, oh, like no, I beat Daniela, not my underwear. You say, I get it. I behind the door, I go. Alfonso So, I go. Many times of Mr. Alfonso So in the US. And now Alfonso's young soul, they could be up waking. I thought, say, what's your boy? Young, congratulations to that job. Jawali Jonathan, well, here's your president. Not forgetting the cousins of the celebrant. Anita's here in Minnesota. Minnesota. Uncle Jared So, Rhode Island. And some important personality here, right? Not forgetting our late father, Johnny Zianso.
Good evening. So want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Sunday evening here from my end, from the East Coast. This is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, I am Afonso Z, and so your host and presenter. Thank you so much for joining us here this beautiful evening. Please, we apologize for coming in here late. Here usually it's 8 o'clock, but you know this country too much is involved. So sometimes beautiful evening. You gotta do. We apologize for coming in here late. Hold on 1 second. You gotta do what you're supposed to do to meet up with time and other obligation here. So that's the reason. But bottom line, we are here. We'll be having a conversation, and you will form part of the conversation. We say good evening, good afternoon. Hope you have a very great day. Sia Johnson, good to have you here. My man, Victor Morgan, man. I don't know. We need to put a price here. Always on time. Mr. Gray is no exception. Maurice Gray is here. Mama D. Condit from North Dakota. Hey, I'll be coming to that North Dakota there. I got a function to take care of that, so hopefully we'll see there as well, and I'll be excited. And sometimes, not sometimes, always when I see our folks, I always, especially those we don't know people, we know some by name, by faces. But when we go somewhere and some of them unveil themselves, it can be quite interesting. My only problem is I don't know why the labor puts in the minds of the people. And so most of the time, oh, you gotta get a liberal hard time, you do this, you do that, and whatever, we can develop. But anyway, we say good evening. It's good to have you here. Hopefully, you had a very great weekend. We really, really appreciate what you do on a daily basis. And your contribution here to your time is very, very much precious, very much important, it's vital. Because of you, I don't care how exhausted, how tiring it is, we have to be here because it's what we signed up for. There's no way that we can disappoint you. Mr. Salif is here. McBorough Jane is in the house. Longtime community leader. Cumbre Axie Rule from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh man, we need to put out some kind of retirement program. I don't know what grant you there. You see, that's the thing about these community organization. It's what people said this time, it's just something. But I want to get to that. You know, sometimes we got to start talking about things right on our own feet, and then we can hit the bigger one, because that is very, very vital. You know, there are some people who work hard for the community, but they will never be recognized. Organization will not take up time to recognize these people for their voluntary services, but they will wait and wait and wait. Let's take a quick commercial break, and I will be right back here until we will have the conversation here. This is from our own lady here. Welcome.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services and your friends in business.
That's LPR. That's the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. I am your host and presenter, Alfonso Zienso. Welcome to the show. Good evening, good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your evening with us this beautiful Sunday evening. We say thank you so much. This is Sunday's editions of The Examiner coming your way live from the East Coast, from the ocean state of Raleigh. I am your host and presenter, Alfonso Zienso. So good to have you here. Good evening, Sis Roberta. Good to have you here. How is Louisville doing? I hope everything is okay on that end as well. To Mr. Kali, good evening. Good to have you here. Kamberu. Patrick Solo is in the house. Mr. Salib is here. Mike Borough Jane is in the house. What a crowded house here this evening. I hope everybody had a very great and beautiful weekend. And we hope for a successful week beginning, working day as well. For those of you at work, we say just take it easy, do what you can do. Are you going to be going to drive with care? The life you save can be your own or that of a friend. You remember that commercial used to be on Lpr-Tv those days? Yeah, the life you save could be your own and that of a friend. I mean, this we got to be a brother's keeper in doing this. Well, this is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine. And of course, I'm Alfonso Zienso. So we say thank you so much for sharing your time with us this evening here. I think we need to just do some kind of little talking about some of the things that are going on. Of course, the bigger part will be out of here. But again, if you are a follower of LPR, we do appreciate your comments, your tweets, and we are open to suggestions as to how we can enhance quality broadcasting, not to be selective, making news fair, balanced, and proportionate, giving everyone the opportunity to express his or her view, especially when it comes to Liberia. It is vital that we accommodate views that we don't agree with, opinions that will be expressed. But what gave us the courage as a people, our convictions, our tolerance to have this critical conversation without inciting our own personal feelings. It's not about us. If you're talking about your own house, your own family thing, then of course it must be personal. But once you come within the public domain, you want to talk on national thing. And trust me, you get a right to disagree, even when we say it the wrong way. Just let us know. But there's a way to express things, and that's what is lacking. So we are human beings, and no one is infallible. We can be corrected. Sometimes we say things here, and out of maybe emotions to the analysts, and as well, because they all come here to defend whoever they support. Sedition was always support, will defend seditions. UPIS will always defend UPIS. They will make a comparison. The contrast is not being properly drawn. But they will take us back to say, well, it was not done this time yet, so why are we doing it and why you want to talk about it? No. Even though we can make reference in the past, because the past also have some sort of correlations with the future. And the reason we do that is for us to correct things where we fell below the belt. But it can be a justification why we cannot improve ourselves or do things differently. Then that's where the problem, when it becomes a pattern, when it becomes a consistent stuff, then of course, then that's a serious issue. Because you always people change because you want to see something, you want to excel, you want to see different things being done, you want to see things being improved, because you observe the wrong thing in the past, and that must be a case study, that must be a lesson learned that you can improve on those stuff. So that is very, very, very vital. So we need to do that. And maybe we need to have we ourselves. But let me go to Garden City, the queen of LPR. she been on temporary leave. She will tell all what that leave is all about, so we can have a. I'm starting from I'm starting from the drama. Madam Kopto Jalabalayan is a senior contributor. So the core, what you need to what the Tabata man here, breakable politicalness. They all one that I agree with you, they always get the fun. They will find you a profession and attach it to something, the politicalness. If you support them, everything is okay. When you disagree with them, then you're in trouble. Okay. I want to make sure I call it right name. Hello.
Hi.
Is that? Am I still calling? Is Jala still there, or what we need to? We want to call.
And you see my name there. You see my name written right there. That one thing I will never change.
I want to know what I need to edit it, because that is still in our LPR blog, but maybe we need to edit it.
Now when you see that, no, I beg you, please. Can't leave my name like that. Try leave my name out there.
Yeah, breakable. Yeah.
Breakable, I say everywhere I go, breakable can just be behind me. It just be in my back, like I don't know. Breakable. What's your problem?
The king is here, Afro friend, man. Mr. Prince Dubber of the Balaron, CEO of the Balaron. Mr. Dubber, good to have you. I saw George, some kind of convoy. Like, brother, was that because wherever he went, and all the motorcyclists, they just were, yeah. I think I need to form a motorcycle association. I got it, like, bro. Yeah. I don't know what was that about. You saw that video?
I really don't know exactly where he went to some graduation.
Yeah. Was he the keynote speaker or what?
I really don't know, but it said to a graduation. But
yeah,
he was there, and the motorcyclists were there.
How did got there? How they assemble within a quick time frame?
Well, you say motorcyclists, they can be informed, they can be in a thing of an eye. How you think people go to riot and protest and so forth? It's just a matter of one person calling and say, "Oh, my man, I'm here." Oh, and
they were in queue. The way I saw them and they were moving, that should be a coordinated thing. I mean, somehow I think they get a heads up. I don't think it was a coincidence.
It's not coincidence, but it's just a matter of saying, come here, my man, I'm right here, or my girl, I'm right here. In a thing of, I got a Liberia. I mean, the moment I call one of my guys and I say, "Oh, my girl here," before you think, we found session right there. Session can be created in a thing of, But however, let me greet my people here. I don't can't disrupt. You just cut me off. I didn't even speak to my good people.
The people now with you, they say they be asking, they accused me here. Oh, the labor not here. You stop Cotto from coming there. I said,
that's what he did. That's what he did. Let me report you to them. Because Liberal wasn't here, the man sidelined me. Because Liberal wasn't here, he said he want no what they call I can call it Washington. He said he didn't want any Washington.
I don't know how the network infested was so but right, we're supposed to be getting our own lady. And you see, when you see me, I'm frustrated. That means you're eating and not throwing him. Like, bro, man, the only time they blow her when they get here, they're not giving you that I play trouble.
The thing about it, some of us not like that to go be running behind people, please give me this, please give me that. I never one day even called. The only thing one time I called on when my sister niece had a problem with land issue, to call and intervene, but they say go get my so person job. To be frank, most of my family members, even though they might be broke, but they know how to at least turn 1 or 2 cents, to survive. Even though some may not be in a position, but when you tell them, "Oh, let's do $1 or $5 business," maybe that's why, many of us from that area, we kind of independent. You hardly find, from where I come from, as poor as we may be, we know how to $10 or $10 to get, $2, $1 on it to sustain, ourselves.
Where you coming from?
I'm from Lofa, because
But you from the president era, man. And now I used to say those days when your grandmother do it, everybody. I said people were gapping.
Those days, man. Lofa, we didn't come to Morocco with anything. We came in Lofa. You have everything. We have our own money. We have our own salt. We have our own soda. Just everything you think of. It's only now you see people come from Lofa. You see they come for rice and things, but it was harder. Unusual really to see people coming from Lofa to get food, from Monrovia to carry to Lofa. No, it was never that time because people at least could do farming to sustain themselves, easily.
I'm wondering, I know sometimes we can tell the public, but sometimes we just need to have some of these natural conversations to give a reflection. And that's true because most of my schoolmates, especially from shoe factory area there, oh man, that whole shoe factory area, that complete Lofa community. I mean, they are really traditionalist people. They are area there. I mean, when you go there around your neighborhood, any kind of garden you think, any kind of stuff you see there, you'll get it. And I mean, is that how it's still happening as far as you are concerned, or things have changed a little bit?
Yes. And things are kind of shifting right now because where, like, for me, up to the time I left from Liberia, I had my backyard garden. But with my siblings now that are behind there, I don't see them hardly practicing that. I don't know because I'm here, and and the wrong thing about it is we are like only three, sister, two cousins, one sister, or three sisters here, and and I don't know whether they are hardly depending on family now. But unlike us, when I was there, I didn't have anybody in America to really support me, so I didn't have that link like they have. So many now, I don't see them actually involved in those things like business. The business I had in Liberia that I thought they could manage, to sustain themselves. They could not even maintain it, and that was the business I was doing to sustain, all of us to support, with schools and they were getting paid. As much as I didn't have millions of dollars, but at least we could have, from hand to mouth, I somehow. So if they couldn't sustain it, they made things kind of changing. Because even as I attended LU, like when I even got to LU, I was in a science college prior to the war because I got in LU in 1989. Okay. So my mom was like, you can do business.
We scatter one, but at the same time, I got it, but then walking as a little hand.
Yeah, so what doing business like in red light Nesebito market where we used to go, except for her, she thought that was just the business I was going to do in LU. So like, go to LU, do business,
Yeah. All right, Dr. Mali, good to have you. There are two things. The Boasians, the Lothians, for some reason, they are heavily infested on the. Also somebody say, boy, you're supposed to be asking people for money because you're not well. So is he happy? Is he happy? You see the interpretation, the perception of people?
Yeah, because I had a thing. The thing when you get into government, it means that you should go there and start taking the people money.
You people then now. Tell more, good to have you. Hawaii is here.
But again, that's how people have had the government. They think that they should get in the government to start stealing the Liberian people money or start mismanaging or misusing the Liberian people money. If you get there, that's why for me, I am saying for me, I never like government job because it could not pay me to sustain myself. And I like money. I like to work for my money. I want good money. So I always didn't want to do government job because it wasn't the amount that could really sustain, my lifestyle. So since it couldn't sustain my lifestyle, I could not do it because I didn't want to go, government and start stealing money.
Don't come with lifestyle business, lifestyle thing that it brought trouble.
Yeah, my lifestyle. I like money. I like to.
So you tell all your own lifestyle before.
My lifestyle is I like good things.
Okay.
I like to change my hair. I like my makeup. I like even though I don't use natural makeup, but I like to change my wardrobes. And all those things with us women, it costs a lot. So
you're always changing. Yeah, boy. My own hair was soon I get my machine. I don't with it. To the other like when I belong for you shop it there when you somebody go to party. I want to MC one program. I found a lot of latches. All those kind of nail. I said your country. Your blink can't do anything before you tell people that. All right, guys. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Mamalu is here. Good to have you. My man Akwe is in the house. Dr. Jones Otavius Mali. Yeah. Koto Lofa. Jim Akwe Lofa. Dr. Mali Lofa.
Oh. We're going to adapt you.
I'm joking. Well, I've been having a good friends, Lofians for a long time, so it continues. They are very good people, and that's it. All right, guys. Good evening. Good to have you.
Just like me, I've been having some very nice friends from Green Jide, and
you get crown woman.
No, I don't have a crown woman or crown girlfriend. But I have some very good friends, from Green Jide, and that's why. And that's why for me, I'm much more interested in Green Jide having very nice roles, and so that Alfonso So can be able to produce Zulu whiskey with each.
You see, where you going now? You see him?
And I used to like Crown people so much that I used to like Dole. The late summer kind of Dole.
No, they are nice people. Trust me.
One of those that really
Green Jide are very nice people. Yeah.
Yes. I read it. Everybody to ask me why I like it.
Hello, when you see it.
Yes.
Everybody frozen. Dr. Mali, are you there? Akwe, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. I mean, you are loud and clear, sounding very electric and explosive out here in Fargo, North Dakota. I mean, now you have hundreds of thousands of Liberians who will be watching you also out here in Fargo looking at, and Mr. Smart, a lady called me up, he said, James, I want to name Alfonso So as Mr. Smart. I said, wow. He said, I like how he can hold you. He can hold you. I said, don't matter. I said, don't matter me. I said, don't matter me. I mean, I'm better. He said, but you from all the way Lopa, you said, man, brother, I said, I mean, I'm better.
Coming to Fargo there, my nephew wedding there, so gonna
okay. Yeah.
Table in that play there. My man Conti there, my man Kandi, I hope to see him. Okay, guys, good evening, good to have you. Again, I apologize. I wish you had been at 8 o'clock, but sometime yesterday there were a lot of covered a funeral homegoing of a family. Everybody going to be leaving for Monrovia tomorrow. Was a basic day. My man Mazzola was in Philadelphia. I don't know, old time. So all these organizations and again in it, it is so plenty, man. Dr. Mali. We're not hearing you. Check your mic.
Dr. Mali, are you there?
It's like muted.
Hello? You hearing me?
Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The organization, I didn't see you yesterday because the funeral, the Kisi community that they were there, Kisi or whatever group they were there in for. This one Mama Sarah or whatever. But anyway, but good evening. How's your Sunday going?
Well, the Sunday not too bad. By His grace, it's like everywhere I've let her down now. So the only person we need to look up to is God.
What do you mean? Boy can't let you down?
The politicians have let us down. The system have let us down. So the only person we need to look up to now is God.
Yes, coming open the can of one here. Wait a minute. Why would you see Koto that being out of here? Is that a big out there for her to grab? Who the politician allow you down? Who the politician allow you down?
But Mr. So just take a little panorama of what's going on in the world now.
Okay.
Just use a spectacle and see what's going on around you, around the globe. It like the Bible is about to be fulfilled. There is pestilence everywhere, trouble everywhere. In fact, nowadays I felt that maybe we'll be having natural problem, but I have now come to realize that there are so many man-created problems right now, all over the place. So when you have your country,
why everybody just
peaceful.
Problem with the system this evening here that everybody just
hello, you getting me?
Frozen, like the
I'm hearing.
I'm not sure.
So if you have a piece of country like Liberia that is a little bit quiet, and you get a leader behaving maturely to handle the population, and you look behind and see some of the godfathers throwing stone here and there, you got to be very grateful. I hope it's not a talking point for other people, but you just got to be very grateful.
It's definitely a talking point.
You see?
But okay, you know what? I'm not a soothsayer to kind of like
the message speaking in parables and you know and what I'm saying and making up things.
What are you trying to say? What's the point?
But Mr. So if you are not grabbed the meat of my analysis, then I wonder where are we heading tonight?
Because you just give me the boom, you ate all the meat, and the boom you give me. I can't.
Okay, let me break this thing down.
Break it down. Break it, but want to know.
Okay, like for instance, let's say you the big brother in this house, and you are the big brother in the house. Marcoto is next to you. Akwe is next to you. Are the last in line.
How you got to that point? What made you?
I don't know. I just making an illustration.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just an illustration of what I just put out.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, we are looking up to you as a senior brother to guide us when we stray away. But instead, you start throwing stone, Kwato get confused. I get confused. I get confused. We all go helter scatter.
But you know, sometimes
where is the leadership maturity of Mr. So everybody going helter scatter? Let's say Marcoto representing Sierra Leone, I representing Ivory Coast, Akwe is representing Liberia. And we're all looking up to you for daily bread and direction and what have you. And you have called yourself the icon or the architect of democracy. Now you go there, you turn everything upside down. We who not following you now, we even confused.
They are not trouble for me. Okay. All right. Look, guys.
Let's continue to be in Liberia right now.
but I can say this, but you know, sometimes the big brother like Alfonso So, like you just name him or branded him, it's important to flex some muscles and send out a clear warning and signal to others out there to behave well, especially when you're becoming volatile and explosive on your own people. Yeah. Sometimes it's important for the big brother.
You flexing your muscle. When you as a big brother, you try to flexing your muscle, you need to do two things. First of all, you look behind. Who is behind you? Because you know the muscle, when you flexing it, it's going to touch almost maybe even behind you. So you got to be careful how you flex the muscle.
So, no, but I categorically want to reject what he's saying. I gotta know which muscle I'm gonna flex, because there are some muscle that I don't care what you do.
You know, sometimes when the people talk for a long time, you tired talking. You have to flex the muscle. You have to use, and you got to use some punches sometimes. Trust me, you can't delete that.
Okay.
You can't erase that. Why you think the need nothing? I tired talking. Sometimes you got to talk when you tired talking. So if also got to be able to use the muscle, the punches sometimes to remind others who continue to ride the bike of the tiger that it's illicit, it's wrong. You can't do whatever you want to do. You need to respect the will of your own people and not treat it in any way, anyhow. Yeah.
I think a different conversation, and maybe we can keep that. Mr. Collins, good to have you.
Mr. So, to the panel, hello, everybody.
Yeah. So hopefully we can operate. I know we came on late, but we can operate within the time frame by 9:20.
Is that so? Can I clear breakable doubt? Since up to this time he doesn't know about whether I work with any government. Breakable,
let me tell you what Breakable was at. Breakable is doing everything here. That's a different. Breakable got a mission. I don't know why I can't understand people code.
I never work in any government. I never. So get it right.
What's wrong with working? I don't have a problem.
I don't even have a problem working with government. And that's just because if you get good money to pay me, I will work with government. I have no problem. It's just that I don't want to go get packaging that I gotta be looking for money to sustain myself.
I'm gonna make the other topic and you can throw your own top here. Reverend, anything wrong with working in government? Why
it's not bad at all. That's my country.
The government is just an institution. People
I'm qualified to work with government. I get a qualification and I'm hardworking. Just everything to, get me work with government. The only thing is maybe the salary is what I look at. And then
well, let me get people opinion here, because most of the time, I don't want to do government. Okay, government, my late grandma, I said, but who the government?
I would love to. If I have the job ready, I love to work in and I get money.
Government job.
In the range that I want, I can work in government. I have no,
government job. The reason people say you don't want to, about breakable then is because once you start vying for government job, you compromise your ability to be transparent. And the people see you to be somebody who speak on the basis of interest of trying to get a government position, which is fine. If you join a political party, you are entitled, almost like entitled to benefit from job opportunities directly. If you are a serious member of the political party and the political party depend on you to promote them, they must also be rewarded in kind. So I don't know from which perspective Breakable is speaking, but in my opinion, most people believe once you start going after job opportunities, then it means you are compromised. I think that's where he's speaking from, in my own opinion.
And don't worry, Breakable, my daughter about to graduate. That's the thing that keeping me here. Probably my daughter graduate, but then you and myself will start fighting for a job. And if I go and get a job that I want them, I create a job. That one good thing I'm good at. I can create job. I'm good at creating job. So that is maybe my area, because I know I can create job. I don't run after job. I job run after me. So that is my point.
Mrs. Frederick, good evening. Good to have you. Terry, let's just say, where's your yellow t-shirt? Why are you not wearing yellow t-shirt? You're wearing green.
But you don't see small yellow in the green? You don't see small yellow in the green? But your background is yellow. Are you with a machine too? Your background, you don't see the whole background.
Yeah, Lpr background are yellow.
It's already yellow. So
we started yellow. We started yellow a long time before you're saying, man.
But you're in the yellow society already.
Okay.
That liberal yellow color here and thing. So you in the yellow society.
Okay, let's do a little bit quick survey here. I know there was something we threw up the other day, but of course you can speak. I mean, I'm still concerned. I think that's the police, one or two or whatever. The citizen rate, our people that are still here. Let me just shoot a little shot of this video to throw it in a group chat about the disadvantage or whatever group. They say the youth, but some people you see they're not youth. I'm not sure how much.
You can cheat, you can make a cheat. You are not born for smoking drugs.
Excuse me 1 minute.
Yeah.
So we can start in on a.
Yeah, you can express yourself to the that easy. This is West Point TV. You can talk. These are you who are rich.
Two of us standing in my hustle.
Cool down first.
Yeah.
Some are all wait now. What is your name?
Call me Vani.
Fanny and name.
Vani Famole.
Okay.
Okay, standing before you, I'm a Vani Famole. I stayed on email left from Taylor Town. I've been into the left. So as for me now, I fell out with it left. I fell out with it to be friends. Just I ain't get nobody to put him on me to get me to the rehab.
Yeah, so are you fed up because you just heard Director for Operations Patrick Comas who say you can make the decision, or you've been fed up before?
Apart from him, I get witness to it that the morning said I stood on a morning. A month, 50% are telling that we not stay on into the left. We're getting all into the left.
Then what are you still doing in the ghetto today?
Yeah, because now when I say I live in the left, we're all taking treatment, I will die from it.
What are you still doing in the ghetto today?
Because I get no one to help me.
Why your parents?
My parents, I lose my parents during the war.
Other family members?
Yeah, other family members, they are far off from me.
What part of Liberia you come from?
Say,
what tribe? Which tribe do you speak?
I'm a fireman.
What? You're from Cape Mount?
I'm from Grand Cape Mount.
Any family or relatives anywhere in Monrovia?
As for me, I was small when my mom and papa born me and I lose them. So I know uncle, I know auntie, I only no friend.
So how long you been in this life?
And I make almost 10 years inside now.
How old are you
More
as a
than
person?
10 years.
Even how old are you?
I'm 40 years of age.
Okay, guys, let me see. Let me get the whole thing. Why did I do here? All right. So, okay, so, and the reason I like to, I think this is the hub of the survival of our country. And I think strongly that, I mean, at 40, is that, Reverend, are you there? 40? Dr. Mali?
Yeah.
The 40, is that still a youth?
Well, I don't know. That would depend on the definition of the government, because I read a report somewhere from the UNDP. Youth age is between 15, not 15, between 12 and 18. So I was doing some research on the child soldiers. And I got to realize that child soldiers were recruited between the ages of 6, 8, 10, 12, and 13. And those kids at that time, most of them are adult right now. So they have youth, they have adult, they have adolescent. That is a category of people that I've worked with once upon a time. You see, so youth, you must be in your tender age, maybe still living with parents, try to go to school. Adolescent is like you try to understand who you are. You try to understand your own physiology and all that kind of thing. Who you are, trying to grow up. Being an adult now is like you turning now to take responsibility. So this guy, I think he's either part of the adult population and part of the adolescent population. But I don't want to believe he's part of the youth population now. I think he has already graduated from that level.
Okay. All right.
From
Thank you.
analysis now.
All right. Let me just bring everybody can make one minute. I just want to know. I think we need to have a really, really open conversation. We want to go to the bone of tonight. Those folks, of course, you have the control. I considering your professions and all of that, there's some sort of correlation in it there. And I want to shift this question here. I saw the police, I think 1 or 2 or 1 or whatever operation. I don't know what they were trying to achieve going out there. Are they the right people to go talk to the people or for something, for change to be effective, something like that?
So thank you, Mr. So this is a condition that people are in, and like we heard from the guy, even though he's not part of the youthful population, but his mind, tells him that he's a youth. He found himself, because in Liberia they call it the disadvantaged youth. So he considered himself as a youth. So he found himself, and I think he becomes that entry point where, that point where he could relate his problem to. I think, like he really said, when you listen to him, he was around and telling his friends. So being that this director or whoever he is may have come there, that may have triggered a topic to bring out, to him. So now it left with the person that he's talking with to take him to the rightful place or get somebody who is rightful for them. Because in that case, when they are there, where we normally do with them, they need to be transferred in a home where, they can be treated, where they cannot relapse. Because what happened, that condition when they are in, especially when it's an opioid or whatever drug, because they have to be classified which drug that the person is, abusing. So if they are tested, then they think on how they can be treated. So it takes a lot, because they have to treat you in a way where you cannot just drop that drug completely, because it has its own side effect when you just take them off the drug and you don't treat them, because they have to go through certain treatment where they can be detoxed gradually. And when that time come where they are detoxed and they can be accepted easily into society, where their mind again can be developed, because they have this chemical that is called the dopamine that is in that opioid, especially. It makes you to, the brain, to make you feel like you above everything, you feel good. And once it finishes from out of your body, that anxiety or that feelings, comes back where you need it again to the system. So that's how they get immune to the chemical, and they cannot do without it. So it's just not something you can just take somebody and say, "Oh, come, let me take you to home." No, it's not like that.
It's a gradual process.
Relapse. So it takes institution where they can go into, where they can be detoxed, and they can be treated over a period of time, where they can get we call it tapping up. They tap you up until gradually you get out of it. So it's a process. Yes, it is a process.
So, Mr. Collins, let me come to you, because for every time these videos I come across it and see these put a lot of liabilities on government, on society, the community, its people, and we all have an obligation to make sure something is done. And we have different institutions of government, agencies that are responsible to carry out the here. I'm wondering, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like knowing about people problem and action is not being taken, or immediate action. I don't know what the essence, the rationale. I listened to that whole video to the end. I don't know what they were trying to achieve, whether to just, because those people that I'm probably can just talk to and go to, I mean, they need solutions to their problem. They need rehabilitation. They need some sort of treatment plan to different things like cardio. So I don't get the rush in there. Why do you think the police chief are gone there? Now you come, you know my problem, and you let me in the problem. Or what was it? What was it about? Facts finding or what we're trying to do? You think?
Well, the police interact with these people on a regular basis because they are already looked at to be potential criminals. So the police see them from that perspective also. And I believe the police is trying to engage them to create a smooth, because the police needs them to help them give them information as well. So the police also have to protect them too. So the police need to be aware as to all the intricacies surrounding them, because I think the police rely on some of these Zogos for information on some hardcore criminal activity that going on in the country. But I think it's also binding on the government to take responsibility, to address some of these issues, in as much as I don't want to blame all on the government, because in Liberia, nobody does nothing besides the government. The private sector people, the people who want to be president, they don't do anything. They put all the blame on the government. They're only waiting
It's people
for
who want to
people
do
to
what?
elect them.
People who want
All
to
the
do
people that don't want to be president, these are some of
what?
the initiatives that they're supposed to be undertaking. They're
To
supposed
do
to have
what?
facilities. They're supposed to build facilities that will be able to absorb these people, some of these people from the street. Then you can come up to boast and say, oh, you won't be president.
No.
But everything will be the responsibility of the government, which I believe is true. The government's supposed to be the one to take all these things. But where is the civil society community? Where are the Liberian investors? What, Liberian business people, what are they doing to help people in these categories? So I would not want to blame the government 100%. It is all our responsibility to make sure that some of these people are removed from the street, giving rehabilitation programs, and to soften, give them vocational training skills that they will be able to integrate into the society. But yeah.
Yeah, what a night of Tabata here. Like, God goodness. All right, thank you so much. I think the other scripture here tonight, I don't think it will deliver us here. So let me come to Akwe here, because he's another chief of Tabata, and then Dr. Mali is going to wrap it up. But I think that Akwe, do you agree with Collins?
Yeah, part of what he said, I'm in tune with him. But firstly, you started. I mean, you started by asking a question about who, do we consider as youth in Liberia? I think the definition of youth, definitely, it differs from one country to another. In Liberia, and youth is defined as individuals age range between 10 to 24. And listening to still the young man out there, it tells me that somehow he's desperate for some change, and he wants to get out, but how is he going to get out? Also, I want to believe that the police was on a fight finding information, because when you want to treat a disease, you can't just treat the disease by the symptom. Then the police was trying to go down to the bottom of things to really identify some issues. So yes, Zogos, you're talking about the security of the country. It's important to find out exactly what are their problems. And I want to take the time out, to call on again government and other institutions, private, whatsoever, like that the Pastor Collins was talking about. Take up some initiative. What can we do collectively as a people, to reduce?
Who should take the initiative, you said?
Private individuals. We can take up private individual. At one point in time, I have an Abraham Darros DeLong. There was something in that line. I don't know how far it is, about getting Zogos from the street, having a center for them. But what I can say also when it comes to government initiative is that, and right now in Bentor, several structures have been built and those structures will be hosting people we term as disadvantaged youth, Zogos. They will be moved right there. And it's going to help a lot when it comes to the security of the country and when it comes to, I mean, a much more, I mean, safer environment for Liberians, for our children and others out there. So yes, a much more aggressive and ambitious program to see how well these people, disadvantaged youth, Zogos, as you usually refer to them, can be taken off the street is very much important. And trust me, this is one of the reasons why Liberians, look up to President Barker, and it's on his mind, really. It is on his. I know that it is on his mind, really. Not only to take these young people from the street, but take them through a particular cycle of rehabilitation, integration, and in a way so that they can be able to get skill and be able to work and be able to what? Take care of themselves and their family. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mali.
Yeah.
You as an educator, you listen to terrorist positions, Akwe came and solidified terrorist positions. Yes, Madude, blah, 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 blah. I think it's important that we have this conversation because these things that affects the society, but I'm not sure whether be it the government, the citizens, and other interest group are adequately addressing this issue. In the past, in the CDC, and there spoke with some government official before, what is government's really strategic plan to address this situation? We saw that from the Helen Johnson Sirleaf government and that of President Barker, then Vice President, the amount that was invested into the rehabilitation process, because that was United Nations agency, because they know the aftermath of the war situation, the drugs that were infused in the country, people use it. They know that's a potential problem threat to any country in terms of having a good civilized society to get things done. We don't know how far that rehabilitation process went, how many persons were rehabilitated, how many persons were integrated into society. We don't know what is what. So here we are, and I'll tell you one of them, why not this whole process, they're gonna try to decentralize it. It's a small country, and maybe find a facility because it's just insufficient getting people from the street, go give them shelter, they sleep the next day, they go by. The same thing happening. It's like wasting water on dog bag. And I'm wondering, is that how this generation going to remain or something? Are we still waiting for the unknown? Or just go to them, talk to them, know their problem, and not much is being done? Others are doing stuff, but I really want to know.
Well, I think one of the fundamental things that we need to understand here is that when the crisis become epidemic, it become societal issue, and societal issue rests on society leadership. The civil societies, including, according to my research, more than 18 organizations on the ground right now working with the drug sting in Liberia. So what I'm driving out here is that these group and civil society group, they are all stakeholders. They are partners. They work with government. Okay. So the question now is, it is not their responsibility, but as a society, you have established yourself, and some of them have gotten donor funding to operate in Liberia. And some of them, I understand, the government even gave them money to work along. Why? Because they are partners, they are stakeholders to working towards solving some problem. So the question now is, how effective are they working? Is the government, is there any checks and balances going on? What is the government own blueprint that I, as a stakeholder, I can take it and have it incorporated into my own plan and will move towards this thing? So that one aspect. And the second aspect is like, we have always relied on the white people. I'm sorry to use that term. We have always relied on the international community to define a whole lot of stuff for us in Africa. Now, the United Nations definition for youth is between 15 and 24. So what we need to do now as a country, let us define who is a youth in Liberia ourselves and put them in different categories. Who is an adolescent? Put that group in a different category. Who is a youth and who is an adult, and put them in different category. Then we can come down to the table and decide which remedy will be necessary for this particular group. Now this guy is 40 years old. All right. This guy, normal time, he should be having his family, working, and taking care of his children in normal time. But again, if you go back to the history of our drugs problem in Liberia, most of the child soldiers that took this drug, most of them are adult right now. Some of them are adolescent right now. All right. So the issue you brought in about the rehabilitation, I don't know what went wrong. If the rehabilitation were well organized and bringing in these stakeholders. So look, we have got $2.so million for rehabilitation. The history tells us that about 16,000 youth or more were on drugs during the war. The war has subsided. There's no more work, but we have to do something to close the gap. Therefore now, society bring these stakeholders together, share this money, some for counseling, some, like just what says Cotto said, those for the medical area, they take over, and we continue to track them down. And the next thing now is to follow up. Who are these people that bring the drugs in? Because you have to stop, you have to close that corridor. If you don't close that corridor, there will always be a new intake. You see? So what I'm saying here is that the few we have in the system now, we can try to manage them, but we have to close the corridor. Okay. Now the drugs are land now, it's going inland. It's in the leeward counties. It's all in the gold mines and diamond mines, you see? So it's a question of coordination. What is going on? So I think coordination is necessary, but it is not their responsibility. They are stakeholders and they are partners in the society to work hand in hand with government to solve these problems. So lastly, the man of God just said the politician come, is going to take responsibility. I'm not going to take my money and put it on and invest it in a society when I'm sure I would not take over the hammer affair of that government. I can only help as a stakeholder. It is government responsibility because this is epidemic right now. Okay, for instance, CEO, let's say there was this virus in my village and we can't manage it. And it's killing the people. The health minister will have to kick in to put it under control. So the health minister will not come there and say, oh, you got town chief here, you got paramount chief here. You're told the people you want to be leader, and you don't solve your own problem, people will die. These are citizens of the Republic of Liberia. They need attention.
Yeah, quickly. Jane.
Yeah.
I am deleting the comment. I mean, you should know better. Our viewers, they must be respected of their opinions, their views. Have you had a chance to meet this woman? Have you met her before?
No, but the thing is, the way she come at people too in the comment section.
Okay, no, listen. Yeah, and that's why the reason you are analyst, if any of our viewers, if they say something that is inappropriate, I will address it as well.
Okay.
And well, I don't think I know her. I met the husband. They are our
Yeah,
follower.
I
They
think
can express
Mr. Akwe, that
I mean,
text is not good.
because some of those things when you do it, and Esther, I want to say I'm sorry. I mean, you see, we have
Yeah.
to, we have to get a tolerant though. And we say that we criticize people. What may you think we can be a criticized too that people can disagree with? Well, I mean, that's their view they express. And if we have to have a society change, we who are the horn or trumpet blower of this whole society, we're going to do it. But anyway, that's okay. Esther, I think she's going to be cool with that. But, we can do that. Now, I had a friend before. The reason this thing here, I had a conversation with my own friend, Sarah Joseph. And being Mosorado is the hub of the city. I mean, that's the biggest seat of government. And I was asking, I said, oh man, what is this? How do you call it? Better Yara, right? Something compound. No, I'm asking, I was asking, what is that compound? What are they doing with it now? I was just making a proposal. I'm asking, is it? But yeah, what I want to say, Mr. Collins, I was only asking, I say, as a senator, I say, hey, what are they doing with that facility? You know that we used to have the the Captain Mill Rehabilitation Center. I'm not sure whether it's still working, but you have that place there. I said, why not your farm fundings? Restructure that place, make it like you don't have to name it better yet again. Nobody going as a person, some sort of training facility or rehabilitation center. I mean, the place is big. That I know. Because when why not you do that? If not even all, I mean, people gradually can start being transitioned there because Ali there is outside of Monrovia. The place is concealed. They will focus on the training. So they will be occupied with different stuff. What is it doing there? And even if you have two more of those things, it's a gradual process. In strategic places, you divide the country into zones and start doing that. Eventually, those people that will go there, that will be successful, they come back, they can be like a soul winner. There's this lady here, Lady Piso, who was one of those people. You see her now, she goes to places, she's doing different things. That is an example. Because if I was in that situation and I've gone through that process of rehabilitation and comes to the society, I can be the one that can really influence people. You say, oh, yeah, it's still there today. So I'm just saying, I vehemently, I respect your opinion where private people want to be president, this and that. That one is a complete natural tab coming from the Reverend this evening. It is the responsibility of the government. You can help, like Mali said, nobody going to do that because government, and that is why that's the danger involved of people. United Nations will not help single person, not even a politician, senator. I appreciate what Delon is doing, but you see these international you see the international agency, when it has a government backing, they are seriously funded. And I think maybe, like Dr. Mali said, with all of those plenty agencies, I think government needs to revisit them to see who working, who not working. Because if government giving them money and they're not doing it too, they should be held accountable. Government can't be giving them money and then they can't get bringing people, nothing. They can't tell who are the beneficiary, how many person get out of there. The treatment center now is in society and making, progress and doing well. So you see, those people too, they corrupt the government. And nothing wrong with what government is doing, because here, government gives subsidy to other agencies, other institutions to help. That is help to create employment. But if our government will be giving them money and they're not doing what it's supposed to be doing, then some action needs to be taken. Let me hear you. This abuse.
Mr. So that's the reason why the people will not vote for them. Because you see, Liberian people can ask them, what have you done for Liberia? That's the question they always ask them. That is why Mr. Cummings is struggling today to become president. You see? And that is why other people are struggling. Because the people, they don't just vote for you because you look beautiful or you handsome and thing. They vote for you based upon what you have done. So these are some of the initiatives. Nobody forcing you, but these are some of the initiatives that you will undertake that will provide job employment, that will help to alleviate, all this drug addiction, alcoholism from in the society. So the day you come out now to say you won't be president, people say, oh yeah, I'm a living testimony that this man did this. These are the reasons why certain people will not be voted into power. No, as long as they continue in the field, because when you come and you claim you're rich, you get money, the first thing the people want to know is, what have you done? These are some of the initiatives. People like JMB then will become president because even though because they're not rich people, they're not working in corporate world, they're not multi-millionaires, but they live and do it with the people and struggle with them. So the people see them to be people that when they get there, they will address somebody initiative that the gray hair old country have not been able to address. This is not Joseph Boga's problem. 6 years is insufficient, a finitesimal to address this kind of issue. We're talking about bringing road. Look at our country that have over 11,000 kilometers of road. You only get 1,200 that pay for quota. Then you say that Joseph Boga is supposed to solve all that problem in 6 years. How impossible? So what I'm saying, I'm just giving an illustration. But in this regard, look at America now. Most of the facilities that are taking care of people on drug addiction, suffering from alcoholism, they are owned by private companies, private investors, even or organizations, non-profit organizations. These are the initiatives they engage themselves into. The civil societies in America.
But to point out here, these agencies, they are specialized agencies and they are federal, they are funding. So they're not just taking their own money. They are funding both on the local and federal to provide those services.
Not in all cases.
What do you mean by that? Not in all cases.
No, yes, I know the government will give subsidy.
Millionaires, they can give assistance. They have foundations, different, like Jamali said. I think what we need to do, if government, and I mean, government doing what it's supposed to do. But if we have agency, we have organizations that are responsible, and government give these people money, then they need to tell us some result. Whether are they working or they just give it to them, or they just take 1-2% and just have the name facility and also taking money from government and nothing happened, then that's a problem.
Mr. So $2-3 million cannot solve drug addiction problem in Liberia. If those sectors were giving $2 to $3 million within the period of 6 years, how can that eradicate drug addiction? Your budget is $600 million.
Quickly, I want to go to Otto. So $2-3 million, who providing that funding?
The government.
Is the government aware that it can't do anything to solve those problems?
The government is aware. That is why the government is calling on Liberia from the diaspora to come home and help the government to invest and eradicate somebody's burden.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, really?
Where you going home to invest?
We're coming. We're coming home. We will go to invest into our country to help employ people and help save our state from drug pandemic.
This Sunday that I want to Sunday that I know you, man.
So this is not Tabata. Yeah. This is a real. This is not Tabata.
Mr. So,
hold on 1 second. Let me call Kato already. I will come to you, Mr.
Oh my God.
Kato, I mean, you in this few different things, but they all have some sort of connection. I mean, we all know it takes a lot to invest. But if government, what we are saying, if government giving something to these people, these organizations, like Dr. Mali said, they must be held accountable. And if something is not given to them, if it is insufficient, they must also say, hey, what you give us is insufficient. Out of this is so people have been benefited, and let we see. But I'm not sure whether people are really checking on them, or we just like a fountain that we just put things inside. We put it there, it just go through the water, it go down water hill, and we don't know what is it. And Terry is telling me he didn't even go to the diaspora conference, telling me we won't go. I'm gonna put my money and go pay rehabilitation Alfonso Center. Seriously?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. So we know right now is the Ministry of Youth and Sports that is taking the initiative, especially when it comes to the disadvantaged youth. And in that line, they have been have like the TVET program, one of them. They had it established in various vocational schools, like they said, 5 counties. I'm not too sure which the counties are, but Maserati is included. They have the counties that they're supposed to be carrying on the TVET programs. And besides that, they have been like the area that was, earmarked to build a center for the rehabilitation of these at-risk youth. They are presently working on that, that project. But what is happening right now, you cannot just take certain group of people and carry them. When you saw the first case study they did, they could not keep in the yard because the area was not fenced. And they didn't have food there to maintain them there and medications. So what they have been doing is to carry on the establishment of this center and carry on the project reconstruction and renovation of the building. When they have all of these settings up, then they take them into the buildings. But as from what I heard from the new minister, they even have the $23 million that they allocated that is like a drop in a bucket. So we found ourselves in a system where the funding is not available to actually maintain the large group of people that we have in that environment. So it's just like, you can't say, the government more. If individuals are dead, I can help. The last time I saw this girl that's made in music, she also has a private area. They have some individuals that have private area. But the disadvantage is that not many people have the money to keep them, there. We heard the center is doing also well by keeping some of them there, but the group is so large that he cannot, accommodate most of those people because there are many. So it's not easy. So if he says that some, private sectors area that are, in a position of helping, I think it's not bad. While the government is making effort, other people can also come in to contribute because they are all Liberians. And in the first place, we are running to be in the high positions for the same benefit of the Liberians. So if somebody could take that initiative to say, okay, this is one. Just take one to say, okay, I focus in this area and do it well. People will look at you that you are functioning in that area well, that they can say, okay, yeah, this particular individual that for some of us, the reason why people came to ask our aid into running for positions where they saw what some of us could do in our districts and things. So looking at what you can do, what impact you make in your community or your society, based on that, people will, have reason to say, okay, yes, let's elect this person. I think that from that perspective, Collins was speaking, but it's not that the responsibility be given to individuals to do, but it could be a help because the government, even as large as we think the government is, the funding is not even available or enough to sustain the project right now. Even the minister, the last her turnover project in her first statement that I heard her making, it was 23 million, I think, and 300, if I'm not, $23 million. That is a trap. How can you, undertake a project with that amount? So we all want to see, improvement in our society. We can only, try to talk to the government to see how best we can do it, and let us too rally around the government to see how best we can help our outraged youth. Because let me tell you the truth, if one of those people, one of them, can get in a society and they remain in that condition, they can destabilize that whole community. Then likewise, you have many of them. It's a disaster, case that we have. So we need to look at it critically and not leave it alone with the government. If any private citizen can help, let us all rally around the government to see how best we can help our citizens. because those are our brothers, our children, and our nephews. Nobody will be sitting on this program to tell me they are not affected one way or the other. Some family member, child, or your relatives are all in the same condition today.
I'll see you 10 minutes, please.
Let me hold you. Let me bring another person coming to Tabata.
10 minutes?
Don't worry, another person.
No, 10 seconds.
To now form alliance with Terry. Terry say hallelujah already. Let's see the message.
10 seconds, a minute ago.
Just hold your peace. Let me bring in Akwe. I'm talking to somebody here, and Akwe, let's hear you.
Okay, so you see, the issue of tackling drugs addiction is a tough one. It's hard. It's difficult. It's Byzantine. I mean, to put it squarely, it's not easy. It's something very difficult. And I would want to say, and everyone for that matter, we are not saying, I mean, it's a tax that should be given to private individuals or entity organizations. No, I don't think that's what Terry is really saying.
There you go.
This is the function of the government to do it. Yeah, this is what government really is supposed to do for its own people. They will see the maturity on the part of President Wakai building facility to host these guys. So people should not say that the government in Bento. Yeah, okay. I said it earlier, in Bento. So people should not say government, I mean, is somehow lackadaisical, lazy, and showing no concern or does not care for that matter. No, don't say that. And, you know, we live in America. At a particular time in American history, Americans were only looking at certain people to serve as president of the country. They were looking at war veterans. They were looking at people who went to Vienna. You know why they did that? So normally people will ask you, what have you done for your country? So when you see the likes of Terrence and others, I mean, encouraging others, especially those who have political ambition, and you know, to step in is to begin doing something. Maybe it doesn't have to be with tackling the issue of drug addiction. It can be in other sectors. But we should begin to be able to do something for our people. Amen. When the time reaches to go to them to campaign, the people will definitely ask us one day, hey, you know, what have you done? What have you done? What have you done? So it's on this background that Terrence was really speaking. And again, I will tell you this much. The mere fact that I can come here to raise the flag, to hammer down on issues, I'm doing a lot. Just from my talking alone. And you know, the government can be able to do something. Let me tell you something that happened on the GSA road. James Akko and others were the one who made Edwin Snow to leave District Number 6 and go to Birmingham County and start contesting there. I was one of the leaders right there within the community, along with and Siafa, you know, the community leader at the time. We made the brother to know that he was never going to win election in District 6. So he never contested. So the thing is, what am I driving at? Wherever we find ourselves, wherever I find myself, I always try to, work in tune with the community, doing things, you know, in the interest of the people in the area. So there's nothing wrong with helping the ordinary people. The ordinary people were talking about the Zogo disadvantaged people and saying, going out to help them, to take them from the street, because this is cost intensive when it comes to tackling the issue of drugs. We're talking about counseling, we're talking about medicine, and it goes almost forever. And, you know, so when we come here and we talk and people listen, they can be able to do things. So that's exactly what you're doing.
Really?
So you're doing a lot. Yeah, you're doing a lot too. By raising the flag and talking about national issues, setting the platform
Well, okay, I want to go to Dr. Mali, but you see, I'm not surprised of your Tabata here with Terry, and I'm going to go there. Why you decided to send snow to bombing? Because
why I mean, look. Okay,
let me teach you a whole topic. Going different places.
No, I'm not teaching it. I'm not teaching it.
The region he can with snow, they talk snow.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that.
The whole topic going
yeah, let me tell you now. I wouldn't say that because Terrence was coming with something very much important. When Terrence said, these electorates will ask you, what have you done? So people started asking the question, asking the hard questions. What has the guy done? He has been in leadership since the days of Charles Taylor. I mean, but it's time that he get out and think. They didn't be able to do business and think. So I mean, that was just it. People are asking a hard question. What have you done for the community? What have you done? What have you done this? I think. So that was the real reason why, I tried bringing in that one just as an example or calling some case study if you may. So yes, it is the full responsibility of the government to tackle the issue of drug addiction, but there's nothing wrong with private individual institutions coming in to co-assist the government when it comes to, addressing those things. There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you look at the issue of crime, in the community. It can go down there. You can get information from no boys. Trust me. You can get information from around there, and the police aware of these things. So yes, let's try to see what we can do. Get our friends from the street, our brothers from the street. Let's contribute whatever we can do. Let's support the government initiative when it comes to tackling the issue of drug addiction. Government alone will not be able to do it. Of course, they need some help, and that's the song we are singing.
So, Barala, I won't go to Dr. Mari. You disassociate yourself with Terry, a section that we more private citizen. Is that what you're saying, or you agree with him?
No, the thing. No, I'm agreeing with Terrence. What Terrence saying. I'm only pushing that. People should not look at Terrence's view to me that Terrence is putting this thing on the head of private individual institution.
Okay. Let me bring you the quick news here.
Yeah, bring it.
Are here in this edition. In order to follow and get some answers and give it a fair share, I was just chatting with a former minister, and he will be appearing here this Wednesday, 7 o'clock, and in an exclusive. And then the analyst is going to come here, and that is the Ministry of Youth, former Minister Zioka Wilson. We want to know how far, where they left the TVET program, what is the relationship that of the ministry and other agency, how many agencies are involved. They are the last people, and then hopefully maybe we can reach out to the current authority for us to have this understanding here, because I think we kept having this sort of conversation and we are not getting answers. So hopefully we'll see then, we'll hear then. Dr. Mali, let me just bring you in.
Well, I think my sister Koto and the men of God and Akwe, they are not ready prepared to find solution to the drug problem in Liberia. It's like I see them scratching the surface. You see, the drug problem have got stages. Assuming we have war crime in Liberia at the time, all the warlords going to be found guilty because that's where it started from. Their assets were going to be sold, and we use it to have rehabilitate the kids. That's the first place. But let's leave that one. That is far off now. We're going from there. So when I said how to solve this drug problem. There is an approach to this thing, but we are bypassing it in the first place. Stopping the drugs from coming into Liberia is very key. All right? There should be death penalty for drugs law who carry drugs in that country. This is a serious business. You got to take it seriously. Government ministers should be tested for drugs every 6 months. And it will notice drug is in your system. Then you want to do peddling drug in our system, there should be a long-term jail sentence for that minister or deputy minister or a director. The community, the Lebanese, according to sources, they are one of the good sources in our place facilitating the drugs thing, as I learned, in a very hotel. These people don't even bother to put them in jail where taxpayer money got to go and feed them. Just show them the airport, getting out of the system. All right? So what I'm saying here is that until you start from somewhere, you're not going anywhere with rehabilitation. And the next thing, the second part today is, first of all, we should track down youth who are on drugs and track down youth who have not been introduced to drugs. That's the second thing. And the third thing now, we're coming in with rehabilitation. Then with the issue of rehabilitation, here is the issue. There are a lot of wasteful spending in government. All right? Too many waste in government. Then people are saying we should take our money. The people that are representing us, they don't have the case to heart. And we supposed to have the case to heart. That's the first question. And the second question now is, I work with two groups in America here. One as an advisor. These people are collecting a whole lot of money. What the accountability and transparency in the need of fighting drug in Liberia. Even in Liberia there, money given to a group to go do the job. Who is checking on them? What is the accountability? All right? So if the government would take some money to share it around stakeholder or organization in Liberia, people should be held liable when the work is not done. And people should go to jail. So the accountability and corruption, it should not only be in government. It should also be in the cycle, especially when there's money in there.
So let me ask you a question.
This drug issue, I noticed now it has become Morovia top show. The drug is in every county. So we need county by county approach, and that blueprint is necessary. It's not only Montserrat County. I mean, it's not only Morovia. You see? And the people who even supposed to take care of the rehabilitation, who are they? Are they being paid well? I mean, what are their programs? So the drug basically, what I see now in Liberia is being politicized, and drug bring in quick money. Even the issue of DEA. These people are supposed to be doing drug tax every 6 months. That whole DEA group. Because I learned most of them are in the drugs business. They have got their client out there using youth to contaminate other youth. They think it's a big time business. This is the reason why I love one segment of Donald Trump approach. Stopping the drugs on the sea and just sending everybody to the bottom of the sea there. That's, you know, it helped a whole lot.
Oh, that was good, Ricky, right?
So,
quickly here. This is a serious business. You got to approach it seriously. So I support Donald Trump on that. All right. So in Liberia, we're dancing around this thing, dancing around their rehabilitation. They're dropping it. It's not going to go nowhere. It will not go anywhere.
Quickly here, Terry, with dancing around, it will not go nowhere. I heard Dr. Mali saying people should do tests, but I remember at some point in time, the president calls on the ministers, official government to administer the drug test, right?
Yeah. President Walker said that, I think. He even did it.
He did. What has been the outcome? Who all were tested and who all needed rehabilitation from government itself? I mean, what are you laughing for? Oh, your team will
You
forget.
still trying to entrap her. You
When people are
still
showing their
trying
eye,
to.
your team will forget. People are showing their eye, their
You
level.
still trying to entrap her.
Oh, before
But
the men
Mr.
of God,
So,
before the men of God come in, the issue are we contributing? Let me say, how do you contribute to an organization that is not transparent, that one group are working with, I have to leave the group? I ask them, the money you're collecting, how do you account for it? You gotta get 5,000 already. You're talking viral community. How do you account for it? What is the statement? This and that. They put say, oh, that the money, that the kind of question you can't answer this and that. I had to leave that group. All right. So how people will be contributing? These small organizations, they all practicing corruption in our country. How does I go put money somewhere and they don't? So when the US withdrew its support in Liberia, most of the group got stranded. According to my sources, Parliament decided to help some of the group with small money, but there is no oversight. What are they eating their money? What are they really helping the group? Nobody know. You see, so it's a long way, but we got to first of all stop the drug
but Mr. So,
trap.
Yeah.
Mr. So, to answer your question,
We have 15 minutes to go. Because the reason I'm asking that is I'm coming to you, Colin. Trust me, you're going to get your time. The reason, because we don't finish issues. One thing coming because things keep pounding, but I think we need to start tracing how these issues being approached and whether there was a resolution to them, because I believe that was a good approach by the president, but sometimes the follow through, you start and just become like an exhibition for people to just say, oh yeah, they want doing this, and people not, because when you do that, when people people take substance, different thing, whether it's a prescription or whether they just want to do it to make themselves feel well. But I believe there was a reason, there was an agenda, there was a reason why the president did that. So how far are we? What is the status of it now? People talking, and whether we don't need to know or who get it, live with it, or just to, I don't understand. What was the rationale? Yeah, go ahead.
But Mr. So, when you do your drug test in America, the people don't go public your record. When you go for work, when you apply for a job and you do your drug test, nobody going public your record that, oh yeah, this is what you did, you fall below the belt, blah, blah, blah. So I think the president set the stage. It is now incumbent upon us to follow. The only thing I believe, the people, the government official, I think it should be established.
What was the motive? Yeah, no. What was the motive of it?
The motive was to create a routine, a system that will protect the system from people coming into the system, being exposed to drugs and bringing drugs into the system. But here is the thing. The executive cannot create law. The executive is only on a responsibility to enforce it. So this is supposed to be squarely upon the legislatures to have enforced that particular action that the president initiated into law.
Okay,
you
so
see?
Terry,
But your man was doing something Tabata.
But okay, yes, the follow through here, because you said you were not a Tabata man. Now it is the executive, right? So I'm wondering here whether there was a coordination with the lower branch here. So Alfonso, one of the cleanup with the Ministry of State, they asked me to do a test, and I'm tested positive drugs. Now I'm tested. What next? Would I get a help, or they just want me? I know they know about it. Is there provision by the executive with whoever's going to do it? Because that is a government. Government works together. They coordinate. There are people responsible. There are select committees. There are people representing. So what I'm saying is there are provisions allocated by government. If Mr. So is tested drugs or whatever, does he get the help? Does he get the treatment he needs to get? Or you assure my you have a needle inside, I get something in it, and you let me go on your own. Is that the case or what?
No, I believe that counselors are there to give you a.
You believe?
I believe the government. The government has a policy the president established the policy for everybody in your government to make sure to go through the drug testing. If you if they test you and you became, you were a drug victim, obviously the counselors will address the issue. But we're not going to put you in the government. We're not going to put you in the government. So, and we're not going to also publicize that you just said.
All free.
But Mr. So, how do you know that they were not free, and how do you know they were not? Because, but you said,
I'm asking. I need a result. Why you go for medical checkup? Why you go?
That is, Mr. So, you just said it. If I am tested positive for drug, and you go and publicize my record, it's an effect. I will have a mental breakdown. It's traumatizing. So the government will not public. The government will not go public with everybody's information. No. They have to curtail the narrative. But
do we even let's forget about the name? Hold on one second. Let's forget about publishing. Do you are good fact checker? Do you know how many person were just the number I want to? Do you know how many person were tested positive or negative?
That's what I'm saying. Even in America, nobody will tell you.
No, I said the number. They can't tell you. No statistics. So they get people here for nothing.
No. They will give you an overall statistics, but they will not tell you, say, this man went and he got positive.
What is the
we got to look at the data. You see, in Liberia, most of the time, Mr. So, in Liberia, the statisticians, what they do there, the other thing is on paper. It's not, we don't have a database where you can upgrade all the data in the database. Liberia is not a sophisticated country. You go to the bank, you go for document, they tell you, say, the internet down. 3-4 days, you can get your paper. But here's the thing I wanted to say here, Mr. So.
CEO, point of correction.
So, I mean, Mr. So, can I come in just for 1 minute? So, I think,
hold on one second. Let Terry finish here.
Yeah, let me just finish on this.
Quickly.
What I want to say to my Esther here tonight is this.
Going back to Esther again?
The reason why the reason, because you know her now, she's too tricky. Mr. Cummings need to call her. The reason why the reason why certain people will not win election in Liberia is because they don't have nothing to run on. My Esther, there's nothing to run on. No. You know why Jovia is popular in Liberia, and he will always become #1 in elections, even though he may not win the second round. It's because Jovia got an outstanding record that he put Liberia on the map. He got something to run on. Jovia didn't just run, he got something. Joseph Boakai won election on the legacy of former President former President Ellen, and all of what she achieved. So he ran on something. But there are certain people that you're following. They will not be elected because these are some of the initiatives that they need to be undertaking so that they can use it tomorrow to say, you'll say, what have I done? Okay. These are some of the legacies.
We get 10 minutes. Terry, I'm asking you. Hold on one second. Coming, Terry. Always, after we toss on you, the next thing that you put on your iPad, you do fact checking. I'm asking you, how many person just number? I don't say call me. How many?
They have not been updated into the database yet.
My people, I'm sorry. Wow. We guess.
Yeah, but I think so.
CEO, you got slow down a minute ago. Got slow down on that.
Yeah, I need my blessing for the pastor. You say I'm not being updated. My goodness. Let's hear you, Akwe.
So you see, I think President Boakai is just, trying to set some standard, leading by examples, and going to the, LACC and declaring his asset. So calling on officials of the government, calling on officials of the government.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he did that. He went to the LACC where he declared his asset. He did that. I don't know whether any other president never did that and even disclosed it. So calling on cabinet members or officials of his government to to go for some form of testing. It's about showing to others out there that, look, in as much as we are telling you that this is wrong, I'm starting right in my kitchen, right in my house. I want to know people who are supporting me, what is their own status, and the rest of it. Trying to raise the bar, setting standards. Because look here, if you as an official of government know definitely that you will somehow be tested, you think you go put your hand in that thing? You will not. You will not do it. Yeah, you will not do it. You will not try it. You see, so I think the president is just opening the way, telling people this is exactly what we supposed to do.
This is so
Like look, like now we have so many friends in government. Some of them will call and tell us, look, but man, you see, the government want you to be in our office by 7:30, 8 o'clock. He wants you to be there. And sometimes he will even make call. Look, that is the kind of maturity in leadership that we're talking about. And that's someone who will get up and go to work by 11:30, 12 o'clock. Get up and go to another place and just do whatever. Or be right in the executive mansion and maybe just producing music and the rest of it. No. We have a leader now. We have a leader who is very much mature, who understands the essence of leadership. And it's about leading people. It's about guiding people. Telling them, hey, this is exactly what you're supposed to do.
Thank you so much.
CEO, I don't know.
This is unbelievable. I see why we're having a problem that we are having. The Terry, the Akwe, he just changed the entire topic. He ignored the question, nothing. He make people making, we don't talk about people making music. Dr. Mali, when we have political pundits, when we have talking heads for these people, and they are saying these things they are saying, the people listen to them and they act on them.
Yeah, but I'm very disappointed tonight. Let me take the man of God on a little journey here. The same president, our president, His Excellency President Boakai, did not ask the House of Parliament to enforce law for people to declare their asset. It was the same president who came out and suspended people. He suspended about 400 of them. He suspended them. He said, until your asset is available. All right? Yeah. So what I'm driving out here is that in Africa, it starts from the head. When it don't start from the head, it's not going anywhere. The president started a very wonderful initiative. If the president had enforced that thing up to today, then we're going somewhere. And secondly, in this country, I got two of my friends. They want to look for a job. They did their test. Blah, blah. They even went for their physical. And some of them have got narcotic in their blood. The people decide to refer them to a facility to go for training and other things. One of them escaped. So the people know if we found out in the data, you get drug in your blood, we say you go to Justice Ministry, will process you and send you for rehabilitation. You see, we got to take the drugs business very serious. So that one aspect. And the second aspect here is this. We cannot politicize the drugs business. It's been politicized. And like what the CEO just said, this thing is going to be in perpetuity. It's going to be forever. We have one, we have two, that is. We have one, we have two, that is. You can get all the rehabilitation in Liberia there. You can get all the nurses to work with these people. One, you have not stopped the drugs from coming into Liberia. It's going to be a problem. You see? And organizations that are already working with the youth, all right? Some of them are not transparent. I can take my fasting and give it to a group when you can't even tell me about where you're using the money for. You get a nod, then you block me. Then actually diaspora could take money and go put it in there. It's not possible. So what we're seeing here is, if they drop in really serious, the president will have to continue to enforce that drugs thing. And if we find out it's in your system, we send you to rehabilitation. You get suspended from the work until you recover before you go back. And when you are caught for the second time, you go into jail. For a long jail sentence, you're going to go to jail because you're contaminating the population. So what I'm saying, we got to take the drug business very serious, or else it's not going to go nowhere. You see?
All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. 1 minute each, but again, we should announce former Minister D. Zioka Wilson, because we want to get to the battle line. I want to know things changing every day. What is the ministry role, and all of those people who are on his administration, how much was given to agency, other people to, we need to know all of that. So he has agreed he's going to be here 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday in an exclusive, and then from there the analyst is going to come in to dissect and opine on his view.
But CEO, do you know that the drugs been really intensify during former President Weah era?
But that's a conversation that he's going to tell us. We're going to see it now, then, and now. Let's see what he says and where they start and how far the reach of the incoming. Okay, having said that, guys, 1 minute each. Please keep it strictly to the point. Okay, let me hear you. What's your take-home message? Any sign of repentance, redemption from all the tapata tonight, or you stay holding your ground?
So the Weah administration did zero or nothing when it comes to tackling the issue of drugs. Zero or nothing. And what we now see, and we see some level of efforts and sincerity on the part of the Unity Party-led government by President Boakai to tackle these drug issues. Are they winning 100%? No. Are they having some wins along the way? Of course, yes. Can we see somehow that the government is succeeding? Yes, we can see that. When you see that, when you see a responsible government supporting a team in Green Jide to tackle the issue of drugs, you see that people doing something. When you see police arresting drugs and those in the trade of it in Nima, Grand Cape and other areas, we're talking about these are rural areas. Yesterday, it was very difficult to tackle. Today, somehow, we'll see some arrests being made.
Thank you so much.
Again, are we there 100%? No. But we'll see some smartness on the part of President Boakai and the Unity Party-led administration to doing more, especially when it comes to getting our brothers Zogos from the street and making the country much more secure and safe for us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akwet. Collins?
Yeah, Mr. Somebody said that, when the right people are not in power in Liberia, that's why the country go the way it is. But what you don't understand is that the right people are those who have done something tangible enough for the Liberian people to elect them. So anybody who have not done something tangible enough, they are not the right person to be elected according to the electors. The electors are not stupid. There are two major questions that politicians in Liberia do not take cognizance of that gets them elected, that the electorate wants from them. Number one, what have you done? Number two, you must have a bona fide tribal affiliation. These two things, if you don't have it rooted and grounded, your ability to get elected is very slim. All right. And lastly, Mr. Dr. Mali said something. You gotta realize, Dr. Mali, that the president cannot create law that will compel people to declare the asset. The president is binding upon him to choose to do it. There is no law that says you should declare and publish. The law says declare. but the law did not compel you to publish. Publishing is based upon your own discretion. All those politicians that you see in Liberia, if they think that they will not help the government in some areas, guess what? Because they want for the government to fail, that failure will also translate to them, because the people will also ask them, what have you done for us to give you our votes? So don't help the government. Your help for the government is dividend. It translates into dividend vote for you. Thank you, Mr. Su.
Tara Collins from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Senior political analyst slide. Never die, Judge Pastor.
No, I won't go to better Yara Pastor. I won't.
What a headed this Sunday here with Terry. But why Cotto left? Cotto couldn't stand there? Cotto just left on 7 years later?
Cotto decided to break ranks.
Okay. Well, let's hear you before I go.
CEO, here is the issue. You see, the African president have got enormous power. Read the Constitution. You see the president's power. All right. The president did not suspend the 400 of his employee. He did not suspend them for publishing. He said, you declare your asset. These are people who did not declare the asset. And he did not violate any law. These are people that report to him. They honor the executive. So we are not talking about law. We are talking about declare your asset, to the point where he suspended them. All right. The same president can come up with a presidential proclamation going forward every 6 months. Every government official, deputy, director, commissioner, every 6 months you report to JFK to do your blood test, and they're going to send the result right to my office. People will go there again and go be bribing. And when we find out you're bribing, you have to be sent to the justice ministry. You see, there are certain diseases, men of God, you got to handle it with a tougher hand. The drugs thing, the president is doing well. But I want to see the blueprint of stopping drugs from going into that country there. Because we have to start from there first. And secondly, we get the statistics of all the kids that are on drugs in the 16 counties. It's not only Monrovia. And lastly, we try to protect those other youth that are not on drugs, you see, so that there will not be new intake. Then we can manage with the one that are already on drugs in the system. But until then, a lot of people got to go to jail. No new drugs coming in. The drug law, you hanging them. The death penalty got to come back. Ministers, you are caught twice. Long jail sentences. And even will go beyond that. We ban you from taking political office for the next 15 or 10 years. You see, so the drug issue, you got to come down hard. It will not look nice, but you got to come down very hard.
Oh, what a
Any organization that are collecting money in the name of drugs, there should be check and balances because some people using it now to be paying their light bill and eating good food in Liberia in the name of the children. If you are caught, you have to go to court.
All right. Dr. Jones Otavio Mali's the open.
So I noticed the men of God, Mr. Akwe, they all beating around it. You got don't want for the drugs to go away from what I see.
I don't expect it.
Dr. Mali, do not say that.
No, I will be very condescending here.
Our rescue mission have been priority number one is drugs. That was the president established a task force.
Yeah. So how do you stop the drugs from coming in? That's the question I'm asking.
But we can curtail it. Even the great United States of
How?
America.
How?
The great United States of America cannot stop it.
Training a lot of people can help.
What is the
America spend more money on security?
Guys, we're not going to relegate the conversation.
Protecting the border of the Liberia, they can't stop it.
Thank you, Mr. It was a nice discussion, man.
Victoria, always, as usual, appreciate
people in jail.
expertise. So I want to thank you so much. But I think we'll see. Well, I want to see the coronation, the working. Minister Zoka is coming to Wednesday, and hopefully we'll reach out to the current authority too. For those of you who are friends with them as well, they can come for us. We just want to know. We are not saying government is not doing anything, but I think everybody needs to do their part. But guys, thank you so much and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Okay, well, folks, that does it this evening. I want to thank you so much for your time, for your evening. If this is the first time, this is LPR. I want to thank you for your time, your comment, your tweets. And if for any reason you also have a time you want to make a contribution in terms of the conversation that we have here, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll have you here to have that conversation as well. Again, former Minister D. Zioka Wilson, former Minister of Youth and Sports, Republic of Liberia, during the CDC-led government, will be my guest this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to know where the TVET program stopped, how many youths were benefited, and what is the working relationship with other agencies that government is providing funding for. Are they working? Is people checking on them? All of that, so we're going to find out just to hear from them. As again, we say I regret the incident. That's why I address it strictly heads on. We can be here, we critique people, and we don't want people to critique and we'll come back. I don't think that was a good thing. We don't do that on LPR here. We like to maintain civility, honest conversation. People's views, their opinions should be respected, and not to call people names that you don't even know because they are here. That is unacceptable. And once I see it, I will strictly just go to it, no matter who it is. It can be who. We have to maintain discipline, tolerance, and good conversation here. Everybody have the right to say what they want to say for their country, and you can't just say things like that. When you come on this sort of conversation, you must exercise the maximum tolerance. We must lead the way and people should follow. So, I mean, sometimes we all think trick or say something, but I mean, that should be the last thing. So I hope you take that. The Tabata people, they Terry said we should take our money, we should, seriously? Have a pleasant evening. If you are a traveler, here is the good news for you.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Just call today. That is the Ayana Dream. Don't just escape. You want to do all your traveling reservations and let them know it's LPR gives you this message. Let's promote our own Liberia small businesses. That's what we should be doing. And we should not find ourselves in the crack kingdom war by pulling people if they're trying to excel. And that's what we do here. Anything about Liberia, we try to give a spotlight. As long as there for the good of the country, we will try to give that a spotlight. I want to thank you so much. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. This is LPR, Mr. James Gordon. Good to have you. Karen David, Rescue Uncle. Your rescue man will soon come. To Marion, to Bridges, good to have you. Thank you. To Willie, Tommy Blay. Thank you so much for sharing your evenings, your afternoon, depending on your location with us here on LPR. By God's willing, same time, same station, we will be back here with another editions of programming here as usual. Yura Woos, Michael Kokraje, thank you so much for joining us here. Share with us any information that you have, you want us to get in the public, and we'll keep that in confidence. And like I said, if you want to form part of these conversations, just throw a message and we will bring you here. We don't, this is not a network just only for the elite or politicians. All Liberians should get involved into these national conversations. Until then, have a pleasant evening and bye-bye for now. you.